Dr. Ezzie Pearson is features editor with Sky at Night magazine.
In June, the Boeing Starliner spacecraft carried 2 astronauts up to the International Space Station. During that flight, there was some problems with the propulsion systems. There was various hydrogen leaks and things like that. So they've remained on there for the last couple of months whilst they sort of troubleshoot the problem. And it's now got to the stage where NASA's just not confident that it can make it home safe. And when it comes to human lives, you have to be confident about that sort of thing. So that's why SpaceX has now sort of stepped in, and the next Dragon flight will have too few people on it to leave space for these 2 astronauts to come home.
The Boeing craft has encountered issues with its thrusters, and while 4 of the spacecraft's 5 thrusters have now reactivated in orbit, Boeing and NASA agreed last week that they cannot predict with certainty how the craft will fare when it returns to Earth, now uncrewed next month. With FSN Spotlight, I'm Simon Marks.
To recap the top stories, US National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan is in Beijing to meet top Chinese diplomat Wang Yi as part of efforts to stabilise relations between the 2 superpowers. The World Health Organization has launched a global plan to stop new outbreaks and the spreading of Mpox. Ukraine says it now controls over 100 settlements in Russian territory as part of its cross-border incursion. And Britpop band Oasis have announced their long-awaited reunion after 15 years. That's the latest feature story news. Simon Gaitan reporting.
You're listening to KCHW 102.7 FM, Northern Lights Public Radio.
Hail to the king, baby.
They're all gonna laugh at you.
Come on, Chuck. You can't just swim, eat grapes, and play around all the time.
You're not my dad. You can't tell me what to do.
Who's your daddy? Come on, you know who your daddy is. Who's your daddy? Tell him who his daddy is.
I'm your daddy.
Oh, okay, fine.
You didn't know that, but hey, good morning. It's KCHW 102.7 on a Tuesday.
Right?
Missing my sister Val today, and very, very graciously, Chuck Ritchie stepping in, all right?
A poor substitute.
I'm Scott Allen. That's right. My sister and my other sister are hanging out. This is for them.
Go ahead and run. Run home and cry to mama.
Yeah, that's right.
So Val would rather hang out with her other sister instead of outside of the radio show rather than bring your other sister onto the radio show?
Yes.
I'm just saying, Val. Come on.
Sonny likes to sleep in.
That's fair. That's fair.
So, she's from Tennessee, and she talks like this now.
You know, it doesn't take long. You ever driven through Canada?
Yeah.
Or you come out the other end like this, you know.
Exactly. I did that once. Went away, headed east from Canada above you for hundreds and hundreds of miles, and then dropped back down in the States over the Midwest. And by the time I got back into the U.S., I was saying A.
And apologizing excessively.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sometimes I said B, too. Oh.
Wow.
Oh, that was bad.
Wow.
First bad joke. There you go.
I'm laughing at you, not with you.
All right. You feeling better? Have you drank your coffee yet? Because Chuck was having a hard time this morning.
I've had a few sips. I couldn't even get words out this morning. I didn't even know. I couldn't even portray basic concepts of life.
Oh, he's still struggling.
I am still struggling. It gets a little bit less of a struggle as the day goes on.
All right. If you get tongue-tied, just do this. It helps. All right. Okay.
I would do that, but other people do have to use this microphone.
Ow.
Yeah.
Ow.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was back in the day at college, everybody had their own mic sock because you didn't want to like nuzzle up to that microphone sock and go, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
The halitosis microphone.
It's super fun when it's your own breath coming back at you.
Like, wow, I should have brushed this morning. Wow. All right. 74 for a high today. Sounds like fall. Cloudy early, peaks of sunshine expected in the afternoon. High of 74. Few passing clouds tonight. Otherwise, generally clear down to 45. For your Wednesday, 76 and a mostly sunny day. All the way down to 45 Wednesday night. Wow.
Wow.
Imagine
That's
up the
chilly.
ski hill. They might have some like frost.
I know, right? I wore a hoodie this morning. I had to take it off immediately.
I was wrong about the fall thing. Thursday, 82. These are sunny days. Friday, 89. Saturday, 94. Oh, one more time. I'm going to hit you in the face. 97 on Sunday. 58 for an overnight low. Then it'll cool back down to the upper 80s next week on that extended forecast. We've hit fall in Maine, and we've got 3 trees actually in the yard starting to change colors.
Oh, we had a big dump of leaves come off our trees over the weekend. Yeah, just
sun scorched.
Maybe. Yeah, it's just the last few days though. The ground's covered in leaves. You can't even see the ground outside now.
Wow.
But they're all still green. There's that.
We have some discussion to do at our next segment here, which is the breakfast and lunch menu. Is it the first day of school today? It looks like it from their lunch calendar.
It is. Today is the very first day back to school.
Remember those speeds. Remember those speeds.
The speeds?
You know, your speed, how fast you're driving when school gets out.
Yeah.
All right. And it's always that first couple weeks, the cops hide around corners and watch for you speeders. So be aware, and be aware, kids on the streets, crosswalks, extra kids. All right.
Yeah, the kids don't know where they're going yet. They're kind of wandering around aimlessly like I do in the mornings. And although I just do that here in the studio, just kind of wander around. You yell at me, Scott, Chuck, come back to the monitor. Put your face.
I'm watching you on the camera, and you look confused.
The microphone's over here, Chuck.
This is crazy. Code name, Hardhead. Hard hat.
Wow.
Should have wore it.
Wow. All right, so I'm going to try to decipher this breakfast menu. I know you said you think you had it figured out. I'm not quite sure I have it figured out yet. Looks like a variety of cold cereal for breakfast this morning. And when does that stop? Because it's just a big list of things for Tuesday.
It is, and I'm guessing this is a cycle.
Yeah.
It says cycle breakfast menu, so I'm guessing it rotates, which could make it difficult for us guessing what they might be serving that day. But some of the stuff this year,
have
a banana split breakfast smoothie.
Is that what those are? There's 2 different bullet points. It looks like are they serving banana splits for breakfast?
Breakfast? What?
I want to go back to school.
Wow. Then they have other entries too. So, like Chuck said, cold cereal, banana split, breakfast smoothie, bagel varieties, super bakery bread.
Chuck, bread.
I can't say the next one. I will get way too hungry. You say it.
Sausage biscuit sandwich and French toast sticks.
Oh, those are great for dipping.
Yeah. But then the lunch menu is much easier to decipher.
Okay.
Today it is walking tacos, refried beans, and veggies and fruit. Although it does call them refired beans, which makes it sound a little more fancy.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, refired.
I refired this just for you.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of refires, you know what I had for the first time over the weekend was a grilled lobster cooked on the barbecue grill.
Oh.
Yeah. That's the way to do it. That's my new fave instead of the boiling.
Was it sauced in any particular
I didn't
manner?
cook it, so I'm not quite sure how they did it, but it was just cooked on the barbecue, and everything, the claw, because here you get the whole lobster, the claws, the tail, everything came apart so much easier. There's no wrestling the lobster involved. By the time I eat a boiled lobster and you get it broken apart and you eat it, it's half of it's cold, so you're eating it cold. Hopefully your butter's still warm,
right,
to warm it up. But and I feel like I actually like wrestled something and killed it and ate it.
You know, ironically, the 2028 Summer Olympics, lobster wrestling is a sport.
No.
Yeah.
Giant lobsters or
Giant
little
lobster wrestling, yeah. You see, they've genetically cloned them to make large claws that you have to avoid.
Ooh, pinchers.
Yeah. The rubber bands aren't quite big enough. They use those exercise bands.
Yeah. I could get out my 80s headbands. Oh. All right. Should we do that events calendar? You're possibly a little better at that or a little more versed. Stage Time Teen Theater, I see, and it's called the Conservatory. Stage Time Theater Teen Conservatory presenting a show adapted by, let's see, Marisha. Did I say that right? Marisha Chamberlain, directed by Jessica Setti. Little Women. Oh, how cool!
Where you? Right. They did that a long time ago. Where are you looking?
Am I on the wrong calendar?
I think you might be on the wrong calendar.
I thought it was popping up at the end of the month. It popped up at the beginning.
Weird.
Oh, forgive me. Forgive me. And now that I see it came out of my mouth, I remember talking about it. So apparently whatever Chuck has pushed off on me now.
It's contagious by camera.
All right.
Yeah.
Can we start over?
We can. So today from 10:30 to 11:30 is the story time at the Tooele Library. The library is closed for renovations. They found asbestos. That's posted on the front door. So they've got everything sealed off and closed while they take care of that. But the story time is still going to be happening on the grass in front of the library for the time being. All the other events and activities have been canceled for now. The bookmobile is in the back of the library in the parking lot by what is that street back there? Is that Lincoln or is that Clay?
No,
that's not Clay.
Well, Clay's the one that goes in front of the carpet store.
Yeah, whatever the street that is that's behind the library and the Civic Center. And then
it's the no-name street.
Right?
I don't know, and that's funny too. I've lived in Chowila for decades. I don't know what the name of that street is.
And Lincoln is over by the park, but what is that street?
Oh, somebody's going to pop it up on Facebook and make us look dumb.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep going. Maybe people will forget what we said.
I want people
there's
to
something else happening tonight that Chuck should do.
It is the Chowila Valley Land Trust Sunset Fun Run. These, I believe, happen every other Tuesday until the end of the fall. Or till the end of September. So there is one today. There is one September 10th and 24th. That's up at the Gold Hill Community Forest. You can text or call Ash at 360-319-2125 for more information there. And then tomorrow, adult pickleball up at the golf course from 9 a.m. to 11:30. The Vitalent Blood Drive, that is happening. Let's see. I believe that is at the American Legion Post.
It is?
Yep.
12 to 5.
Thank you. I didn't have that open.
Check this out. Get a $10 gift card for donating, plus a chance to win one of two $10,000 gift cards. That's right. Just for giving some blood. You must be opted into Vitalent's donor rewards program to win. They do have, if you go to the Chamber of Commerce website, click on the calendar, and then click on this event. There is a QR code you could scan to make an appointment. There you go.
Thank you. Oh, I should go get that $10. Daddy needs a new set of tacos.
All right. One of the few foods you can actually buy with $10 now is tacos.
You know, we go to that, the famous fast food taco place.
Yeah.
And it's one of the only places we can go. You could just order whatever you want. You know, you order whatever for the family. Everyone gets 2 or 3 different things. You go up, you cringe as they about to give you the price, and they're like, "That's $25." Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It's one of the places you can still feed a family of 4 for under $30. I'm just saying. All right, and then that tech help has been canceled again at the library. And moving on to Thursday, the food bank is open from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. There is karaoke at the Oasis with Craig McQuain. And then the Chamber of Commerce meeting is Friday from 7 to 8 a.m. Adult pickleball back up at the golf course from 9 to 11:30. And, of course, the Chowila Farmers Market's happening from 11 to 3:30.
Excellent.
There's a couple of advanced notice things here. September 12th is Taste of Chowila. Those tickets are on sale. They've been on sale for a while. They're available at Valley Drug, Acres Drug, or online at the Chowila Arts Guild website. And you might want to call ahead before you go to either of those drugstores to make sure they still have tickets left, because they do sell out early every year. And sort of an impromptu concert coming up September 7th right here. We just confirmed it on Friday.
Really?
Yeah. Remember, it was a while ago. I was talking about a band from Alaska that might be on tour of the area. I reached out to them a few times, hadn't heard anything back. And then Friday, they contacted me and said, "Hey, how about September 7th?" And I said,
That's like 8 days away. That's tough, Chuck.
That was my reaction, but I warned them ahead of time. We might not sell a lot of tickets for the show. But it's one of my best friends from high school. And so he's going to come, and they're going to play a show for whoever shows up. But those tickets, I did get those tickets ready last night, and hopefully they'll go up later today for sale online, and then we'll get some printed up and get those posters out this afternoon or tomorrow.
Let me know when you're done, and I'll get it up on our website too.
Yeah, I will.
Pin it on Facebook, all that good stuff.
And
Excellent.
And that band is Matt Hopper and the Roman Candles, and I'm.
What kind of music they play?
It's sort of folky rock music. Think like. I don't know. I guess
Kind of like American authors or something like that.
Yeah, they're mostly originals, which is really neat. They don't do a lot of cover songs. They do most of their own stuff. I'm thinking like a Bob Dylan sort of vibe, I guess. Sort of that old timey, just kind of rock. So
okay, excellent. Well, that sounds like a fun night. Good job.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'll be looking forward to seeing my friend Matt. I haven't seen him since, probably 1999, 98. Yeah.
And remember, when you come see one of our shows at KCHW, you're supporting public radio in Stevens County.
That's right. That's right. And members get a $3 discount. That is on there on the electronic tickets.
If you don't have a membership, you can get one on the website at kchw.org.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm trying a new online ticket system. It's called through a different company, and we can actually have the option to sign up as a member on the ticket sales. So you see that discount on there, and if you want to get that discount, you can sign up and become a member.
Chuck will not gouge you like Ticketmaster.
No. No, it's a really cool platform. They're specifically for nonprofits. They don't charge any fees. It's all free. And, yeah.
Have you shared that with the Center for the Arts, or is that who gave it to you?
I got it from the Creative District. It's our newest. It's called Give.
You better
Butter.
share that with Sharon for the Center for the Arts. What a great deal!
And
no fees.
It's no fees, and it has some amazing fundraising tools and managing techniques and stuff. Yeah, really cool stuff.
So concert on the 7th already.
Concert on the 7th. I couldn't believe it when he told me that. I'm like, the 7th of next month, like 2 weeks from now. We'll make it happen. It'll be fun.
All right. Just a little show for them. But sometimes those intimate crowds are, a crowd of, I've seen in our theater, I've seen crowds of 50 people be just as enthusiastic and appreciative as a crowd of 1,000.
Oh, exactly. So we're calling it an impromptu evening with Matt Hopper and the Roman Candles.
That sounds fun. You better have some fireworks ready afterwards, or at least videos of fireworks. Anything else, Chuck? Before I move on to a few news headlines.
I got nothing on my calendar. Oh, you know what? Sunday is the first of the month, and we didn't get to the Blues and Brews Jam over at Fired Up Pizza, and that has, man, I joke around a lot. It is not our event, but it kind of feels like it because we have the Friday morning
DJs.
The Friday morning co-host. We have our Wednesday evening DJ. We have our Friday evening DJ, and we have Sally McQuain, and the Wednesday and Friday morning show co-host's husband, all there every week.
So I should tell you, Chuck, right now that the McQuains have applied for your job.
I know, right?
They're taking over.
I keep seeing Craig eyeballing my stool. I know he's not looking at my butt.
Yeah, Chuck took off his shirt before the show started, and I don't want to see that again.
No, nobody does.
Yeah.
Here's $1. Put it back on.
All right. Let's see. A few news headlines. Bipartisan congressional task force promised a thorough investigation into security lapses that led to Donald Trump's assassination attempt after they toured the Butler, Pennsylvania rally site yesterday. The group's chairman, Mike Kelly, cautioned that figuring out who's responsible for the lapses would be a slow process. They have until December to issue a final report. Some far-right legislators who feel they were iced out of the investigation said they've started their own inquiry.
Ooh.
Because, well, those far-right legislators love to waste time. Let's see. It's done. The person who caused it's done, and I guess you got to do the lapses. But is it really necessary to put a bunch of unprofessional investigators from Congress in there that aren't investigators? Period. They're not. They haven't been trained for this. Why do they need to stick their noses in it? Come on, I'm sure the Secret Service can handle it. Well, maybe.
Like they handled the first half of that?
Yeah. Okay, I'll shut up now.
Yeah.
The rock band Oasis, which has been on hiatus since 2009, announced a 2025 reunion tour.
Thank goodness we can all breathe again.
You will have to go to the UK or Ireland to see them, though.
Really?
Yes. Judge Temper blocked Biden's administration program that would have allowed about 500,000 undocumented immigrants married to U.S. citizens to apply for green cards without first leaving the U.S. So that's been blocked. New study found that more Americans, 2,325 people, died from heat in 2023. All right. It was more than any other year after looking at records dating back to 1999. Research more than numbers likely to be undercounted.
Wow.
U.S. spokesman said Israel and Hamas are having constructive talks about a ceasefire in Gaza. I hope so. Officials are now ironing out details such as exchange of Israeli hostages for Palestinian prisoners. I really had this thing growing up as technology advanced and stuff, and I was like, boy, I hope I'll see peace in my lifetime where humanity just stops making war on one another. Nope.
You would think I've said it before, they should just get together over a game of chess, right?
Something.
Same.
That's very strategic.
Same amount of arbitrary, prancing about, but they could do it without killing anybody.
Yeah, but they won't allow name calling, and that'll just kill it. Yeah.
If that was the case, that if Trump could play chess and he would sit there and name call and shout insults, I mean, that would be he could be very effective.
No, that was the best move. That was the perfect move.
Trump would be the kind of guy to flip over the board if he lost. He wouldn't like that. Yeah.
Yes. Catcher Danny Jansen made Major League Baseball history for playing both the Red Sox and the Blue Jays in the same game. The reason their game was delayed in June and resumed yesterday, and Jansen was traded in the meantime.
Mid-game?
Yeah, mid-game. He played for both teams. Well,
is that even a thing they can do?
Well, they did it. I think he was just the catcher, though. So.
Oh, just the catcher. Ouch.
Oops. Sorry. I'm sorry, though, but if you're a professional baseball player and you are the catcher, you are just the catcher.
Hey.
Oh, no, I didn't press that one. I was supposed to hit this one.
Hey, I was a catcher.
Man, you are one pathetic loser.
Oh,
it's
kitty.
It's arguably the most important position on the field, Scott.
It is. You got to catch those balls being just flung like crazy into home plate.
Exactly.
Could you imagine if you missed and took it in the face? Yeah, I would not.
I did multiple times.
That's a tough job.
Yeah.
You did?
Oh yeah. Everyone. Well, you got the mask on, but someone tips it off the bat and it goes boom in your face. It's pretty
dangerous. I think it's probably the most dangerous job in baseball. After all my kidding, I think it is probably the most dangerous job in baseball. People are throwing stuff at you.
Well, and you have to focus on catching the ball as there's a bat swinging 6 inches from your head.
That's scary too. Yeah.
Yeah.
After all my fakeness there, that is something I would never do. I'm too afraid of getting hit.
All while squatting and being ready to throw that ball right at the second base, Yeah. Just saying.
What would be funny is if I was a catcher today, and I'm in the squatting position, how long it would take for me to stand up.
Right? The funny thing is that's exactly what was just going through my head. Could I even get down that low?
Yeah, I can get down that low. It's getting back up that's the problem.
Right?
Because I fall pretty good. I'm short.
That's why you just drop to your knees and throw from your knees.
Yeah, I just start to bend and then I drop.
Yeah. About the same. You hit that point of no return.
And then I'll waddle over to, kind of a crawl waddle thing where I waddle over to some furniture and help myself back up. Thank you.
Wow. Hey,
All
Scott.
right,
So I've got some local headlines, but first I have an important announcement. That kind of touches on a story that you read about the heat wave and the people actually succumbing to the heat.
Okay.
The HERE applications are now available on the City of Chihuahua website, and that gives everyone everyone that qualifies gets you a $200 off of your utility bill, and it puts you on the list to get a free split unit air conditioner installed in your home for next season. It's going to reduce the strain on our power grid and provide people that otherwise couldn't afford it some relief from the heat.
Excellent. Yeah, if you've been suffering and you're low income, take advantage of that. That's awesome.
And it actually is, people qualify, I believe, up to 150% of the median income, not even the base requirement for poverty.
Right.
150% of the median income. So the income requirements are pretty high on this. They've got, I believe, close to $1 million grant to put these air conditioners in homes in Chihuahua. And the hope, again, is that it'll reduce some of the strain off of our power grid, which everybody knows has been way overused.
So you worded that a little funny, that you said that they're extremely high, but if you're following along, that means you could make more money than typically poverty level. And
right.
Okay.
Right.
All right. Good deal.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah. And I do have some local headlines if you want to hear those.
Okay.
Do
you want a news intro?
Sure. You got a news intro for me?
Chuck Ritchie with local. Oh, no, sorry. Chuck Ritchie here with local news headlines on KCHW 102.7.
I mean, the first one could be funny. It is Washington politics.
Okay.
A statewide recount of the Washington Lands Commissioner race is underway. This is the first time in more than 60 years this has happened in a primary. The recount will help determine who will advance to the general election. This year's recount was sparked by a margin of just 51 votes, as Democrat Dave, and this is the name I've been struggling with, Up the Grove, hopes to narrow his lead over. You laugh. Don't laugh. That's somebody's name, Scott. He hopes to hold on to his narrow lead over Republican Sue Cool Peterson for to be the second candidate on the November ballot. That is right. His name is 3 words: Up the Grove. Up the Grove.
Wow.
Put together in one name. I wonder.
Where does he live?
I'm not sure, but that's a.
I'm pretty sure it's Up the Grove.
Right? Surely there's a route for that name. And as we discussed earlier, school does start this morning. Cheney nearly didn't have school right now. They were in negotiations with the union for a pay raise. They reached a deal yesterday. They struck a new 3-year contract yesterday. 94% voted in favor of it, averting a strike.
Nice.
The day before school started, they weren't in the news yesterday. They weren't sure if school was going to be able to start today. So, yeah, nothing like wait until the last second, right?
Right.
They were pretty confident they were going to reach an agreement, but they weren't able to sign it and all agree on it till yesterday.
Okay.
And then a lot of people with severe allergies don't use their EpiPen out of fear of a needle, even when it could save their life. And that's especially true for children with allergies that may be afraid of the needles. Now the FDA has approved a nasal spray alternative that doesn't need a needle to stop an allergic reaction.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So here's my curiosity. Have you ever used an EpiPen, Chuck?
I have not. I don't have a fear of needles, but I've never used one.
I don't know if it's typical or if I missed a little bit, but you kind of put it like in your thigh, off of your hip and in your thigh muscle there. And unless I'm hitting it kind of wrong, it doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
I mean, it's no more than a bite, from a horsefly or a bumblebee. I mean, the little sting or any other, and not even as bad as most shots. But the aftermath of it, about, hour and a half later, your leg hurts so bad that you can't find a position to be comfortable in. Lasted for me anyways. It might be different for other people. Lasted me for about 4 hours. I'm curious if the nasal spray does that to your head or your face. That would be my question. Is there any pain after that? Because I'll take it in the leg rather than my face.
Wow. I'm not gonna I'm gonna stop right there.
Wow, Chuck.
Sorry. No, I don't
know what he was thinking, but I can only imagine.
Right? I'm picking up a heavy, creepy vibe here.
I should say I don't have a fear of needles. I have a fear of giving myself a shot. Like, I don't have a fear of a trained medical professional giving me a shot. I do not do it myself. I don't. I guess if you're used to it, if you're diabetic, you kind of get the hang of it and just have to do it. But I've never been able to do it. Ugh, no thanks.
I gave my cat a shot twice a day.
Yeah.
So,
I can't.
Yeah, yourself. There was a period for the arthritis where I was taking that Humira in the belly. Never fun. And hard when you're chubby to pinch your own fat and then shoot yourself.
Right? Just pinch a little bit of skin. I can't.
All right, we've got Ron Davis checking in this morning and Catherine Patton. So hello to both of you guys.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. All right,
you got one more?
I got one more story. And this is working in Norway. Researchers from Oregon are now trying it in the West and in Washington State. They're painting some Wyoming wind turbines. Or, I'm sorry, they're trying this in Wyoming. But they're painting some wind turbines partly black to cut bird deaths. Studies show that wind turbines kill anywhere from 140,000 to nearly 500,000 birds every year. A Norwegian study found that painting one of the three blades black reduced bird deaths by more than 70%.
Awesome. Awesome.
Wow.
I've been to a farm before, and that was one thing I looked at was there birds on the ground, and I didn't see any.
Yeah.
Which kind of surprised me. I don't think they send somebody out to pick up the birds. But one thing that amazed me is, in fact, if some of the people listening are friends with me on Facebook, I've got a reel that I recorded at a wind turbine farm, and they are so loud.
Really?
I'm surprised a bird would not hear it and fly into it.
Huh.
It says whoop, 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 just like that.
Huh. I've never been close enough to any of them to hear them. I always see them off in the distance.
They're not fenced in Maine. You can walk right up to it and give it a hug.
Really? Are they fenced in Washington?
I would think most farms would probably be fenced, but I don't know. You can drive right in and get up on the platform, and you could probably climb it if you wanted to. Yeah. So I thought that was kind of unsafe, but okay.
Yeah.
Or make it easy for people wishing to do harm.
Yeah, true. Or probably not a good place to put that trampoline park.
Or the water slide.
Right.
All right. What's happening today if you're done?
I'm done. I'm all done.
Murderers in the Building Season 4 already premiering on Hulu tonight.
Oh, I don't know if
you like that show.
It's one of the best shows. It's one of my favorite shows of all time. It's really, really good.
Netflix released Adam Sandler's comedy special called Love You Overnight. It's not Love You Overnight, it's Love You. They did it overnight. In baseball, Phillies and Astros play again at 6:40 on the Major League Baseball app. That time is Eastern. First round of U.S. Open continues with primetime coverage airing at 7 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. Women's basketball, Aces and the Wings take the court at 8 p.m. Eastern on the WNBA League Pass app. And that's it for things that are happening.
On that baseball game, are all the players going to stay on their own teams?
I think they will this time, yeah.
Okay. I don't know why I'm so enamored by that story.
You are.
I kind of like it. Especially if they're like were they on opposing teams or just playing in different parks?
No, they were playing each other, and the catcher played for both teams because he was traded like halfway through the season. I don't know how. It must have been an all-star game or something. I didn't follow it that closely, so please don't ask me any more questions about it.
Okay.
Do you know what this is? This, my friends, is false advertising.
That's right. I'm not a sports commentator. I just play one on the radio.
Can I? Do you have all of his stats? His batting average?
Yes.
His ERA. He's a catcher. He doesn't do anything else.
We've covered this already. Would you stop? It's a dangerous job in baseball, and I made fun of it. I'm going to get beat up after the show, pretty much. Pretty much sure.
Yeah.
Well, let's move on to bits and breaks, Chuck. We've ran a little long here. We got started a little late, and in the second half of the show today, it is double wacky news. We usually end the show with wacky news. It usually takes 10 to 15 minutes. We've got double stories and sound effects. I got up really early. Some good stuff in there. It's going to be fun. So let's keep moving. This morning's first real joke, delivered by Chuck Ritchie.
Yes, sir. You know, you can tell it's the summer's almost over. I just saw Dr. Jazz over at Walmart trying to trade in unused bottles of suntan lotion for a rake.
Sorry, Tom. You ever been out at his house and see him all shirtless, just lotioning himself up and sitting in that lawn chair?
No, I have not.
Well, me neither. Or I wish I hadn't, something like that. All right. My joke's not as good. Guy got some bad health news yesterday, Chuck.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Yeah. The test results came back from the lab, and they said my cholesterol count has lost its count.
Wow.
Yeah. Can't count that high.
I don't. Yes, I have. I was going to say, I can't remember, but I can't remember the last time I've had my cholesterol counted. It's been a while. I always lose track. The number gets up there.
Next time somebody asks me what I'm doing, I'm going to say, counting my cholesterols.
Leave me alone. I'm busy.
Yeah. Counting my cholesterols.
19,
right,
12, 23, 6.
And 19. All right. These are fun. Chuck Ritchie with phrases that 20 years ago would have seemed absurd.
They would be. I have Angry Birds on my phone. which you almost can't have anymore because it's one of those where you have to pay to play. It used to not be. Yeah, it's one of those where you can only play a little bit and then like, for $4.99 a month, you can go to the next level.
Oh,
yeah.
I hate.
Yeah. No. All right. I store my contacts in the cloud. This sales tax on weed is outrageous.
I like how it's not that I know, but I like how it's included in the price.
Right?
I think everything should be like that. Tax should always be included in the price. Keep it simple, and we don't need change.
I do remember in my later teen years and early 20s and everything, thinking, man, I wouldn't even care. I'd pay whatever taxes they want if they made it legal. I'd pay whatever just to have it legal. And now it's like, no, man, that tax rate's ridiculous. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, the government, how since it became legal, I don't understand how Washington State can raise any tax. Okay,
right. Because
they created this entire new tax base, and I got a friend who could tell us. Maybe he'll post it. I know he's listening today, but it's something ridiculous, 30% or more. So here our state is getting all these new taxes, and they keep coming after us for more money.
Mm-hmm.
They shouldn't have never needed more money again. Just saying.
Right.
You got this new thing here that's breaking in over $1 billion in its first year. Come on.
Yeah, it's crazy. But I know they've allocated the money to schools. There's certain narrow guidelines on what they can spend the money on.
Yeah, is that like right in line with how they allocated money from the lottery?
Maybe. Probably, yeah.
I'd like to know where that's all going to.
Yeah.
Don't get me started, Chuck.
Yet there are reports of school districts around the area that are asking for donations so they can feed the children.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. This makes me angry.
Loud noises!
Exactly.
Yes.
All right. My internet is down, so I can't watch TV. Oh, man.
I hate that.
Hang on. I'm going to Google that.
But why, when Chuck says that, does he always go to the bathroom?
Right? That's my... Scott, that's the Google place.
Sorry. All right.
That's where I do my best paperwork. All right.
On my phone.
That's right. That's where I fill out all the government forms. Hold on, I'll just take a picture with my phone real quick. Yep.
Yeah. That's been going for a couple decades now, though.
Yeah. She added me as a friend last night. I was friended.
Yeah. What's that mean?
The last one here, I got to stop following so many people. I just don't have the time to see what they're all up to.
Ooh, I'm picking up a heavy, creepy vibe.
That's right. All right. I am here, Chuck, with Fall Time Fun. These are things, let's say you got some free time on your hands, that you could do to make the most of fall and harvest festivals. All right, some of you might want to check out. Scheduled to take place on September 13th in Millington, Tennessee, the Family Festival celebrates goats and offers activities such as food, music, laughter, and entertainment, all centered around goats. Yes, it's the International Goat Day Festival.
I'm not gonna lie. I would go to that.
Really?
I love goats. They're hilarious.
All right.
You know, what are the little ones that walk around? The little birds that walk around with the little things hanging off their head. The quail. They're the bird version of goats.
Yeah, they should make the same sound.
They should look like they would. Love them.
Almost as fun as the Goat Festival, World Chicken Festival.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. When you visit this festival, it'll make you say, "Tastes like chicken." Yes, it's the Chicken Festival where everything tastes like chicken. It happens in London, Kentucky.
That sounds right.
You're going to go somewhere fancy, right? Nope. Festival is held every year on the last full weekend of September to celebrate the history and heritage of the chicken in London, which is known as the poultry capital of the world.
Is it?
Kentucky only, though.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's where the fried chicken comes from.
Yeah. Kentucky Fried. That's right.
Yeah.
Figures. Festival features a variety of events, including chicken eating contests, live music, carnival rides, and food vendors. Very jealous, though, of the Goat Festival. This festival is also the world's largest stainless steel skillet, which is used to cook up a variety of chicken dishes.
As opposed to the world's smallest skillet used to cook up some goat dishes. No.
Yes. What's the matter, Colonel Sanders? Chicken.
There's no goat recipe contest at the Goat Festival?
I guess not. No. All right. How many ways can you cook a goat?
A lot.
Right.
Yeah.
Obit's Zucchini Fest in Obitz, Ohio. Festival that celebrates all things zucchini and takes place from September 5th to September 8th. Yay, more zucchini.
You know,
they have so many zucchinis, they can't give them to friends. They throw a festival.
So now is the time of the year, and we stopped at two different places driving around with one of the kids yesterday. People are putting zucchini out in boxes in front of their driveway with free signs on them.
Good luck with that. All right. Would you like to tell us about another festival in Kentucky? Apparently, Kentucky is the place to be this September.
So to go with your chicken, it's the Kentucky Bourbon Festival. This is going to be running from the 20th to the 22nd in Bardstown, Kentucky. The festival celebrates Kentucky bourbon in the bourbon capital of the world. The festival features a variety of events, including an ultra-premium cask-finished whiskey tasting. Say that 10 times really fast.
Ultra-premium cask-finished
no. See, you can't
ultra-premium cask-finished whiskey tasting. That is tough.
That is tough. Kentucky does make the best bourbon.
Okay.
That's where it comes from. Yep. Do you want to do the next one here? Ooh, this one sounds like... This one sounds
I did a couple, you do a couple.
Yeah, this one sounds like fun. The Woolly Worm Festival. The 2023 Woolly Worm Festival in Banner Elk, North Carolina. It's an annual event that takes place the weekend before Halloween. The festival features various activities and attractions, including woolly worm races. The festival holds races to determine which woolly worm will be used to make the winter forecast.
What's a woolly worm?
Aren't they the little caterpillars that are like the brown and orange? Like the stripy ones, they become some kind of moth, I believe.
Think so?
Here, I'm gonna.
I'm googling it.
Okay.
You're right.
Yeah,
you're right. The moth, and it is the ones that black on both end and brown in the middle.
Yep. I was gonna drag your screen over there, but I can't find your screen.
Huh.
Oh, weird.
Don't drag me, Chuck. I hate being dragged.
Okay. Don't manhandle me.
That's right.
All right, the last one here. I just want to say this one. Can I take the last one?
I knew you would. Be careful.
It's the Chitlin Strut. So
that's what I call dating.
I love it. The Chitlin Strut. Scott's out there strutting his chitlins.
You bet you.
The Chitlin Strut is in Sally, South Carolina. It's always the Saturday after Thanksgiving. Chitlins are boiled or fried pig intestines, which are a southern delicacy. The Chitlin Strut was born in 1966 as a civics fundraiser when Sally, a town of 450, needed new Christmas lights. The event offers a parade, a hog calling contest, pancake breakfast, and a beauty contest where a new chitlin queen will be crowned. Do you know why they boil the chitlin, Scott?
Because it's an intestine.
Yeah, because
and there's things in there you don't want to eat.
Things need to be cleaned from those particular delicacies. So you boil them to get that out, and then I believe you actually, if I'm not mistaken, and Catherine is tuning in here. Maybe she can correct me. She's probably eating chitlins in her life.
You got some on your chin right now.
Yeah. If I remember correctly, you actually have to boil them and then drain the water and then boil them again. To remove the dirty water.
Can you boil them in alcohol?
Right. You get some of that Kentucky bourbon.
Yeah. You want to go with me to the Chitlin Festival?
You're way off. I say you're way off this time, son.
You know, I lived in the South for a few years, and that's one thing I just never. I developed a deep love and appreciation for grits and country ham and all that stuff, but chitlins, not necessarily a thing. Not a thing I even tried.
Hard pass.
Yeah, you can kind of smell them going across the restaurant.
All right, we'll divvy up this next one too. It's what couldn't you believe you had to explain to another adult? All right. Oh. So I've got a personal story. Had two campers. So they had one of the green propane tanks, and you could screw those sun things on them that are like a little burner, so you can cook something.
Yeah.
They had that with wood stacked all the way around it and on top of it, and had it on.
Wow.
Yeah. So they were very appreciative when I made them a new fire. They didn't speak very good. I'm guessing it was the first campfire because they didn't speak very good English. And so I'm out there in the backyard miming explosion, going, boom.
And they're like, yeah.
Yeah.
I once, downtown Anchorage, it was about 10 degrees below zero, sprayed a woman in the face with a fire extinguisher. The police were called. They sided with me, and they actually gave her a ticket. I think it was for reckless endangerment is what they gave her a ticket for. It was my stepdaughter was in baton twirling, and they were doing fire baton. And they had a bucket of kerosene that they were dipping the batons in between performances, soaking the ends of them, and they were doing their fire routines. And back behind there at a safe distance was a series of buckets full of kerosene with batons soaking in them. This spectator was standing directly above one of the buckets of kerosene smoking a cigarette. And as I repeatedly asked her to please put out the cigarette, she snarked at me. She flipped me off. She said, "So it's my right," blah, 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 saying something about smokers' rights. I don't remember what it was. Being really obstinate. I warned her multiple times, you need to leave or I will spray you in the face with a fire extinguisher because you're putting everybody in the area at risk right now. And she refused to leave. So then I whipped it out and I sprayed her in the face with a fire extinguisher.
What'd you do?
I pulled the pin out of the fire extinguisher and I sprayed her in the face with it. It was I probably could have chosen my words a little better than that.
I just had a Blazing Saddles flashback.
It was really funny too because it was so cold, and the fire extinguisher wasn't a foam one; it was actually pressurized, just plain water. And so it was pressurized water in the face at 10 below zero. It froze instantly in her hair.
Yep. How fun is that? And you didn't get in trouble. That doesn't happen every day.
She called the police, and the police came and we had a whole interaction with them. We ended up stopping the performance for a little while we figured it out. And there was about 40 witnesses that said, "Oh yeah, she was about to set the whole place on fire." So
all right,
yeah,
nice.
They sided with me.
All right.
They actually gave her a ticket for reckless endangerment. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. We'll continue with the real stories.
Yeah.
Sorry. Ones that weren't told by us. What couldn't you believe you had to explain to another adult? This person posted why a room below sea level on the cruise ship would not have a balcony.
Well, how do submarines have a balcony then, Scott? Huh?
Yeah.
Explain that one to me. All right.
Next one
here. I volunteered in a charity store. A lady came to the counter with a top and asked if I could look in the back for one of the same color, but a larger size. I tried to explain that we don't do that because we're a charity store. She insisted that the other shops, like her favorite high-end department store, have done that for her, and she would not take no for an answer. Eventually, he just went in the back for a few minutes, made a cup of tea for a coworker, and came out saying, "Oh, sorry, we don't have any more of that top." She then got mad.
Oh, of course she did.
Oh, man. Lady.
All right. I hope nobody has to explain this to you, Chuck. No matter how much you might want to put a camel pattern on your wall, you, not the paint, have to determine what the pattern looks like. And you'll also have to purchase multiple cans of paint tinted differently because even though it says camel on the can, doesn't mean it's going to come out of a can camel.
It says camouflage right on the can. I don't understand what's happening.
And they actually have that in spray paint. I wonder if it confuses people. It's got a tri-nozzle.
You know another thing, too? It doesn't make you disappear.
No.
Contrary to popular belief, I found that out the other day.
Just makes you blend in?
Yeah, right? I did one time I wore camouflage as a small child to the bus stop and stood in front of a tree as the bus came, thinking, oh, I'll get out of getting on the bus. It didn't work. The bus driver saw me standing there. Weird, right? Yeah. North is not whichever way you're facing, Scott.
Really?
Yeah. I hate to break it to you.
This person posted, when I worked at a medical clinic, I had a lady on the phone wanting to book an appointment to have her flu shot. See, she specifically asked for it to be a telephone appointment.
No, it doesn't work that way.
Yeah, she should have realized it needs to be at least on video.
I suppose if you're doing antivirus software.
Yeah.
And the last,
it's okay. I'll just turn my virus software on. I'll be fine.
Yeah, we're good.
I'm fine.
I'm protected.
Yeah, no COVID for me.
I'm vaccinated. Last one here. I had to explain to my two coworkers that there wasn't some magic fairy that was throwing away their coffee cups. They were joking around one day that their old coffee cups always just disappeared the next day. I had to tell them it was me, and then I had to start doing it because they kept getting left in the way and being knocked over, spilling coffee everywhere. I was off for a few days and came back, and there were cups everywhere.
It's called payback.
Everywhere, yeah. Just like you men sitting home with the stay-at-home wives, the laundry doesn't actually do itself. Yeah.
All right, let's burn through this last one real fast and go to break. It's signs you've chosen a bad college. First up, on the university seal, the word college is spelled with a K.
Wow. or it's an actual seal.
I get it.
Actually, that would actually be kind of cool. Yeah.
All right, let's go back and forth. Next one.
Many alumni are living under the stadium bleachers.
Sign you picked a bad college. School colors are dark brown and slightly darker brown.
Oh, yep. When asked about accreditation, the dean of admission replies, "I think you made up that word."
Mascot is just a guy in a dirty T-shirt holding up a Go Team sign.
Wait, are we at a Cowboys game?
No, that's just Ed.
Okay.
All right.
Every classroom has an out-of-order sign taped to the door.
The world-renowned library is a stack of Reader's Digests in a janitor's closet. Ow.
Wow. They've been to my school, huh?
Uh-huh.
Your diploma comes with a coupon for a free sandwich at the Cafe's Cafeteria.
Yay!
Did I say Cafe's Cafeteria? I did.
You did.
I did.
All right. When we come back, we're going to have local birthdays, a little bit of history, today's goofy holidays, and we're going to wrap it all up with a double dose of odd news. Stay right here on Northern Lights Public Radio. We are KCHW 102.7.
Stop singing! It's no wonder
doing radio commercials. Let's talk about this.
It's 8:19.
Your KCHW Morning Show is made possible by donations from Chihuahua Flooring.
Chihuahua Flooring at 214 East Clay in the 3rd Street Mall offers a wide variety of products including carpet, ceramic and porcelain tile, vinyl and laminate planks, and vinyl sheet flooring. Chihuahua Flooring carries products for both commercial businesses and residential homes, including brands like National Flooring, Dell Tile, Mannington, and Mohawk. They also offer blind repair. For more information, you can visit online at chihuahuaflooring.com, call 509-935-8021, or via email at chihuahuaflooring@gmail.com.
This is KCHW 102.7.
The Public News Service Stella Newscast, August the 27th, 2024. I'm Mike Clifford. Unionized workers with the federal agency responsible for processing immigration and asylum paperwork claim they're being forced to turn over their jobs to non-union labor in violation of federal law.
United Electrical, Radio, and Machine Workers of America members say the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services Nebraska Service Center is laying off union workers in Nebraska and other states and moving the jobs to non-union operations. UE Local 808 President Don Meyer calls the company's move union busting.
What they are doing is they're taking good union jobs and they're outsourcing them to places that are paying less money, are less efficient, far less vigilant in accuracy. They're risking people's ability to get immigration benefits.
The USCIS did not respond to a request for comment. Mark Richardson reporting.
Meantime, Special Counsel Jack Smith urged a federal appeals court Monday to reinstate the classified documents case against former President Donald Trump, saying a judge's decision that dismissed the prosecution was at odds with longstanding Justice Department practice and must be reversed. That for the Associated Press. They report that Smith's team said U.S. District Judge Eileen Cannon made a grievous mistake, that Smith was unlawfully appointed by Attorney General Merrick Garland. The AP notes that position, prosecutors say, runs counter to rulings by judges across the country, as well as widespread and long-standing appointment practices in the Department of Justice and across the government. If allowed to stand, they warned it could jeopardize the long-standing operation of the Justice Department and call into question hundreds of appointments throughout the executive branch. Next, from our Eric Tegedoff, federal grant money is supporting an Oregon organization that rehabilitates the land and trains tribal youth.
The Interior Department's Indian Youth Service Corps has awarded the Lomacotsi Restoration Project $300,000. The funds will support the organization's Tribal Youth Ecological Stewardship Training and Employment Program. Head of the project, Marco Bay, says the Indian Youth Service Corps supports tribal young people age 18 to 30 and up to 35 if they are veterans.
What it's focused on is providing paid-to-train opportunities for tribal members to work on their ancestral lands or neighboring ancestral lands engaged in ecosystem restoration or ecoculture restoration work.
The Lomacotsi Restoration Project has been around since 1995 and is based in Ashland. Bay says the focus is on ecosystem resilience and reducing large wildfires that have become more prevalent and destructive in recent decades. The organization works in Oregon and Northern California.
The goal for the Indian Youth Service Corps grant is to train 12 tribal youth from 7 tribal communities. This is Public News Service. We head next to Nevada, where lawmakers will consider changes to the state's election laws next year.
Most proposals are minor, like adding small filing costs for primary presidential candidates and changing some regulations around voter signatures. A more divisive bill would allow former felons to become election workers. Douglas County Clerk Treasurer Amy Bergens doesn't have a problem with that.
I know a lot of people that have a past that they're not necessarily proud of, but they have changed their life. And so I don't think we should hold it against them what they did.
This change could also bolster an elections workforce that has seen an exodus of people since 2020. Staff say they're struggling with unsustainable workloads and increased harassment. Bergen says adding full-time workers in clerks' offices and offering better salaries could also address this issue. I'm Will Walkie.
The Nevada legislature kicks off in February. Lawmakers will continue to propose and edit bills until then. And in New York, SUNY Morrisville recently wrapped up its first classes as part of New York's Offshore Training Wind Institute.
The state-funded program is part of efforts to build up the clean energy workforce. Along with training courses for wind technicians, the program offers hands-on lab and real-world experience for students. Dr. Benjamin Ballard is a renewable energy professor at SUNY Morrisville and says the goal of the Offshore Wind Training Institute is building capacity.
So building capacity means developing training specifically for wind technicians, but also developing a pipeline of students coming from, K through 12 institutions. And so the training that we proposed in our offering starts with career exploration at the K through 12 level, offering some micro-credentials.
He says these micro-credential courses provide a good introduction to renewables. Other courses include electrical theory for renewable energy systems, tower climbing safety, and how wind systems work. Ballard says the school is pursuing workforce development funding to make this a more economically available long-term program. This can help students afford the school's tuition and transportation costs. I'm Edwin J. Vieira.
And finally, Akron, once known as the Jazz Corridor of the Midwest, continues to honor its deep-rooted jazz culture with events including the upcoming Rubber City Jazz and Blues Festival on September the 5th.
The Ohio City, which played host to legends like Duke Ellington and Ella Fitzgerald, remains a vibrant hub for jazz enthusiasts and musicians alike. Theron Brown is a professor of jazz studies at the University of Akron and co-chairs its jazz ensemble program. He says the festival is in its 9th year and showcases the significance of the city's jazz scene.
It's very community-driven. The musicians that are here, they care about the scene and they're active in other ways than even just the music.
Akron's central location made it a hub for mid-20th century musicians. Farah Siddiqui reporting. This story was produced with original reporting from Rose Vance Grom for Arts Midwest.
This is by Clifford for Public News Service, member and listener supported. Here's some radio stations, big and small, your favorite podcast platform. Find our content and trust indicators at publicnewsservice.org.
KCHW is online at kchw.org. Listen to the live stream, find out about station events, memberships, local weather, and volunteering. You're listening to KCHW 102.7.
Silent breathing people!
People.
Mind saying that again? Idaho? That's likely interesting. We pronounced it Ohio.
Potato head! Way to go, Idaho!
That's right. To go with the Goat and Chicken Festival, the Idaho People Festival.
Who dares enter the sacred and awesome presence of the everlasting know-it-all?
And we're back. It's KCHW 102.7. Looking at 827. You've got Scott Allen and Chuck Ritchie sitting in for my sister today, Val. All right, Chuck, you're doing a great Val impersonation. I love that you have her hat on.
I know, right? Well, it looks good on her. I figured I'd give it a try.
All right.
But
all right.
again,
all I can say is it's working.
Again, I am a very poor substitute. And apparently she must get the word out because her fan club isn't here on Tuesday, and they weren't here last Tuesday either.
Wow. Yeah, where's Ken? Because like he's her biggest fan. Wow.
Well, if you know Val, you would be a fan. So there's that.
Yeah. We're going to take off this section with hopefully some local birthdays. How's our Lions calendar looking on this Tuesday, Chuck Ritchie?
You know what? We don't have anybody. There's a big blank, but Scott, we have a special treat for tomorrow.
We do.
Yeah. I'll go through tomorrow. Do you want to go through tomorrow's today, since there's nobody today and you're not going to be on the show tomorrow?
Sure. I want to know whose birthday it is, especially if there's a treat.
Yeah, it's a special treat. So on this calendar for tomorrow is Kiona Ross Dukas. Of course, everybody's a treat when it's their birthday. Tammy Haslam. And Chuck Ritchie with birthdays tomorrow. Yeah.
It's going to be your birthday
it's my
tomorrow?
Birthday tomorrow. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Then also Brett and Courtney Berea and Brad and Tammy Haslam have anniversaries tomorrow. So there's
right. So Tammy got married on her birthday. That's cool. We'll have them see him around town, point and laugh, and tell him we were talking about him on the radio. Did I have that correct, or was it just two Tammys?
You did. How did I miss that?
Yeah. Well, you're a little slow today.
Actually, maybe it was Tammy I talked to. I talked with somebody the other day who's also got married on their birthday, and they said so they didn't have to remember 2 days.
That sounds like a guy thing, though.
Once you get over 40, you're not going to get birthday presents anyway. So
I'd be like, "What? Sorry, honey, I forgot our anniversary and your birthday."
Oh. I did the whole
Watch
thing.
out, Brad.
Right? I did the whole thing yesterday with the family. Like, so day after tomorrow, something happens. What day is that? And the kids were like, I don't know. I don't know. Is it election day? I'm like, no. And even my wife, I'm like, what is August 28th? And nobody had a clue. So, of course, I did do that one year on my wife's birthday as I was filling out paperwork at the DMV. And my wife's like, what's that date you're writing there? I'm like, 11, on her birthday. And she's like, "What? Check the date again. Make sure you got that right." And I'm like, "No, that's the day." Yeah, she's still mad at me for that. That was 15 years ago.
So Brad's one of our doctors of chiropractic here in town, and I think as a joke, he on her birthday tomorrow, he should give Tammy a coupon for a free Kraken.
Oh, and then since she doesn't actually need that, she could give it to me.
Okay. It is just around the corner, Chuck.
Gifts can be left in the black box by the front door. If they're too big to fit in that box, just go ahead and give me a call, and we'll arrange pickup for that.
I wouldn't have invited that, Chuck, because now somebody's going to come by and just stuff old pizza in our mailbox for you.
Good point. I'll take a fresh pizza.
So I'm looking at myself on the camera, and this kind of like circular world with all the different colors. It looks like it's my hair.
I was actually going to ask, is your hair pulled back today, or did you get a haircut?
No, it's all there. It's all there.
Okay.
I can see it's still there,
Oh,
like a
there you
rooster
go.
tail.
There you go.
All right. But the circle around me looks like I have colored hair. I like that. All right, moving along this morning, I should do some celebrity birthdays, huh?
Oh, yeah, let's do that.
Tom Ford, he's a fashion designer. He's 63. Dog trainer Cesar Millan, 55. Chandra Wilson from Grey's Anatomy, 55. Sarah Chalk from Scrubs, 48. Aaron Paul from Breaking Bad, 45. Patrick Adams from Suits, 43. Amanda Fuller from Last Man Standing is 40. Alexa Panavega from Spy Kids, 36. Ariana Greenblatt from the Barbie movie is 17. And I don't watch any of those shows. I don't have a dog, and I'm not into fashion.
Are you sure?
So I know none of those people.
I've seen how you dress, Scott. You're at the high end of fashion.
Yeah, that's just my own flair, though.
especially the way you've got that one color popped right now. Is that it?
Is it? I got one up and one down. I do them both up. I'm gonna be like the '80s guy.
There you go.
There you go.
Do you remember what was it? Early 2000s when that became like a thing again for like half a second?
Collar up. Yeah. Looks good, doesn't it? I think we should go back to that. All guys, collars up. It's collars up day.
I don't. Does my shirt do that? Oh, yeah.
Look at that.
There we go.
That.
There we go. I'm not going to look at the camera because I don't want to see myself like this.
Chuck, you've got a limp collar.
Yeah. I'm going to put it down. Yeah. Thank you.
Give it up. All right. Let's see. It happened today. It's called History, and we're going to get it from Chuck Ritchie.
Yeah. So in 2003, Mars made its closest approach to Earth in nearly 60,000 years. Get this, a near miss, only 36,646,416 miles from Earth. Ooh, that was a close one, yeah. 2003, a planned mass escape from an Argentine jail backfired when a fat prisoner got stuck in the 12-inch hole they had cut. Apparently, they didn't think that one through. After 5 inmates had escaped, Roque Vivas got his 224. Wait a minute.
Well, Chuck, that's the same size as you.
224-pound body got stuck in the hole in the ceiling, and 24 prisoners waiting behind him had to call the guards to get him out.
That's not fat unless you're like me and you're 5'4".
Some of us had to work really hard to get down to 224. Thank you very much.
Put that cookie down now!
As opposed to this next guy, who definitely does qualify. In 2005, a 420-pound Idaho man was charged with felony robbery, accused of stealing beer from the same local store he stole from in January. Levi Timbana was accused of walking into the Cowboy Oil store and taking a swing at a clerk who refused to sell him beer after hours. Prosecutors say the clerk held Timbana at bay with a metal pipe until police arrived. I believe he also had a donut on a stick. Uh,
Let him out of the store into the cop car.
Here you go. Here you go. Almost there. Timbana's companion.
And then what did the cops say afterwards?
Hey, give me that donut. Sorry.
Ouch, Chuck. Can't believe you went there.
Hey, I cannot blame police officers for liking donuts because I myself am a connoisseur of the fine pastry.
You could trap me with a donut.
Yeah, you could easily trap any. I mean, you have the police holding me back. Yeah. All right. Timbana's companion allegedly fled with 2 cases of beer. The police said Timbana punched a different clerk at the store during a January beer heist. He spent 43 days in jail in the first case and then decided to come back and do it again.
Didn't learn his lesson. Wow. Wow.
Did he think he was going to run away? Sorry.
All right.
Sorry. I shouldn't make that
If you
joke.
can only do one thing, do it well.
Right. Then in 2012, the Mars rover Curiosity broadcast the first interplanetary human voice recording. Okay. 2017, former five-weight world boxing champion Floyd Mayweather Jr. defeated MMA fighter Conor McGregor in his debut match in the 10th round in Las Vegas. Whose debut, Floyd Mayweather or Conor McGregor?
Can't really tell the way that one's written. I'm going to say it was 2017. It's probably Conor McGregor's.
Yeah, probably Conor McGregor's debut boxing match because I believe he was already a UFC fighter at that point.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sounds good.
2019.
Stick with that.
Yeah. And moving along, 2019 race car driver Jesse Combs. You know what?
Skip that.
I'm going to pass that one. That's not a pleasant story.
No.
2022, a mint condition Mickey Mantle baseball card sold for $12.6 million, blasting into record books as the most ever paid for sports memorabilia.
Wow.
Ooh.
Okay.
I hear the stories. My dad, I don't know if it's true, but I've heard the stories my whole life. It's probably true. He had a collection of vintage, like 50s and 60s baseball cards. He claims he had Mickey Mantle. He had, Babe Ruth, all the old, like the real high value ones, along with his vintage comic book collection that his parents threw out after a fight with his father. Yeah. Probably could have retired off of those things. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Let's roll out some special events for today. Sometimes goofy holidays, sometimes special events. It's Just Because Day.
Why?
Why'd we do this morning? Just because.
Just because.
Right. It's Kiss Me Day.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm waiting. Not to be confused with Kiss Me I'm Irish Day. All right. Banana Lovers Day. All right. Why would you give this its own day? Petroleum Day. The scourge of the universe. Petroleum.
Right. Wow.
Rock, paper, scissors day. You can do it at work. Do it at lunch. Do it anytime. Do it right now. Touch a Heart Tuesday.
Oh, but really, you should avoid that unless you're a surgeon or a serial killer. I'm just saying. You skipped one.
I know I did it on purpose because it's Chuck's favorite day. And here he's already. He's been saving it up all morning. Here's Chuck with Tarzan Day. Impressive.
I was going to see if I could do it for real. I don't know if I can. Can you do it?
No.
Should I try it or should I not?
You want to try? You want to try?
No,
it?
I really don't.
I have a feeling we might sound like girls screaming.
Right. No, I'm not going to do it.
I'm going to do that one in the shower alone. All right. Number for the day, Chuck. What is it?
That is $33 billion. Those are the dollars made by U.S. airlines for baggage fees in 2023.
Ooh, all right.
Because they need more money, right?
They do. Those poor airlines. I want to remind people now to make a donation to Save the Airlines.
They're suffering.
It's not you that's suffering. It's them. Remember that the next time you're in that really tiny seat. It's not you. It's them. They're suffering.
Yeah.
They've provided you a seat for little or nothing.
That CEO could barely afford his third luxury mansion.
That's right.
Start to GoFundMe.
All right, we got an extra long, large news in it, and we're going to roll into it, so we got time.
All right.
We have some extra. We'll give you some fluff before we leave, but hold on, because it's going to get wild.
Slap some bacon on a biscuit and let's go. We're burning daylight.
It's the world of strange. A world gone wacky.
Out here, due process is a bullet.
And some of the scariest people on the planet.
I think you're bluffing. Be afraid. You know, you look mighty.
Uh-oh.
It's your odd news on KCHW.
Just sit back and enjoy the show.
Sorry about that. I forgot I couldn't hit the cough button while I'm playing a sound effect.
You're supposed to wait to hit that button until I start talking.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
It doesn't cut you off. It just cuts me off.
Oh, well then
And if you follow him, it looks like I've been cut off several times.
You cut off at the ankles.
Yes. All right, news attack.
Wow.
First sentence true. Second sentence bad joke. 13 of them today. Double.
I'm
Yeah.
impressed you counted.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, on one hand.
Wow.
Yeah.
Being raised in Eastern Washington finally does come in handy.
Yes. Really handy. 13 fingers.
Especially those people born near the Richland. Yeah.
Yeah, Hanford.
Yeah.
Okay.
A story about Yellowstone warns us that it's the home of an underground supervolcano that has the potential to wipe out all humanity. Doesn't it make you feel silly for worrying about bears when you visit Yellowstone?
Yeah. Your first concern should be it exploding.
Right?
South Carolina woman reunited with her pet cat after its 11-year absence. Cat wasn't lost. It just wasn't in the mood.
That makes sense. Have
It
you ever
does.
met a cat? Yep. Doctors found conclusive evidence that the appendix is both important and highly useful. Now, if they could just explain the hair on my toes.
That's unnatural. Huh. All right. Sorry for everybody's appendix that we removed.
Right?
Guess who needed it?
Is it becoming important again because of all the pollution and the microplastics?
Could be. Could be.
It's coming back to life.
We need a plastic collector inside of us.
It's a zombie organ. It's coming back to life after being dead all these years.
It grew back.
Right?
8-year-old student at elementary school in Douglas, Georgia, admitted to bringing a loaded pistol magazine to school. Looks like show and tell in Georgia is getting more intense than a Quentin Tarantino movie.
It's like going to high school in the 90s. Yep. A scientific survey shows that men are not as empathetic to their female partner as she is to him. In fact, the scientists had trouble finding enough men who even cared enough to take the survey.
Ow. All right, Chuck, study suggests red meat is unhealthy. Is it just me, or do you crave a hamburger every time a new study about red meat comes out?
I was just thinking the same thing. I don't even really eat red meat, but then people start talking about a burger, and I'm like, man, I want a burger. I do want a burger now. A study found that 6 or more friends can improve your health. I feel like having a dog, though, counts as 1.5 friends. So
Get
I'm
more
up,
dogs, Chuck.
I'm up to like almost 5 now then. Not dogs, friends at those numbers. Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Well, no, that'd be 6, don't you? Oh, yeah, are you down to 3 dogs now?
We're down to 3, yeah.
I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay.
All right. Researchers say reading to infants increases the brain's ability to process language skills when they eventually head to school. My parents obviously never read to me, and yet I did okay in first grade all 3 years.
Oh, congratulations, Scott.
Thank you.
You finally graduated.
Yay. On to second I go this year.
Woohoo. I'll just start calling you Billy Madison. It was 10 years ago this week that we learned about a secret Arby's menu item called the Meat Mountain. Oh, I don't have a reverb effect. Can you do that with a reverb effect, Scott?
Let's see here. I think I can.
Okay.
The Meat Mountain.
Ooh, you made it sound dirty. This is...
Meat Mountain. Meat Mountain. Make me a little higher.
This is a sandwich piled high with chicken tenders, roast turkey, ham, Swiss cheese, corned beef, brisket, Angus steak, cheddar cheese, roast beef, and bacon to top it all off. It was for busy people who only have the time to eat once a week.
Meat Mountain.
You know, my previous craving for burgers is now gone.
We're gone. Yeah. I
I
should probably stop that.
I'm in fact full just from reading that with a stomach ache. I'll be right back. I have to go to the bathroom.
It was all stuffed inside of a turkey and wrapped in a pizza. All right. Donald Trump thinking about backing out of the summer debate or the September debate with Kamala Harris. It's all you can eat popcorn shrimp at Mar-a-Lago, so he's going to skip the debate.
The U.S. Navy is facing an unexpected shortage of pants. In other words, Navy recruiters reported a dramatic increase in new signups this week.
Because of the lack of pants?
Because they're taking up all the pants.
Oh.
Yeah.
Research finds that those of us who include a dish of fish in our diet each week tend to see better. See, Chuck? Fish sticks are good food.
Hey, they say fish is really good for your health. So I try to eat at least 3 meals of fish sticks a week. With extra ketchup for my veggies.
Yeah, yeah. 2 food groups right there.
Right? There you go. A survey found the average of 8 to 12 year found the average 8 to 12-year-old can name. Oh, I was thinking that something about cans of 8 to 12-year-old age something. A survey found that 8 to 12-year-olds can name 8 brands of beer, but only 4 U.S. presidents. In other words, put pictures of presidents on beer cans, and we'll have smarter 8 to 12-year-olds.
It doesn't sound like a good idea.
No, I was having problems because I was reading aged canned beer is how I was reading it. I was thinking like an aged whiskey, but a beer in a can.
12-year-old beer sat in the sun.
Okay. You've been in my dad's garage, haven't you?
It's just like broccoli, which takes us to our next story.
Ooh.
Research found that chewing raw broccoli, and it has to be raw, not cooked, releases a good chemical that inhibits the oxidizing enzymes in our bodies that damage DNA and potentially cause cancer. So raw broccoli. It also inhibits getting a date because when you smile, you have those little bits that are on broccoli between your teeth.
You know, anybody who's ever been at a party with me when there's broccoli on the table, I will sit there and hoard the broccoli. I'm a good person to bring to a party because I will eat all the stuff that nobody wants, like the broccoli.
Oh,
it's not allowed in our home, so when I do get to it, it's one of my favorite veggies. I'll
you
eat
begin grazing.
I'll eat it any way I can get it. I love it. Not allowed at home.
All right,
makes my wife nauseous.
I agree. All right. Wacky but true. Don't add anything to these stories but a movie or television sound effect. And let's see. It's Chuck's turn.
All right. I think this first story is about Willie Nelson. Wait, no, it's not. This is male thieves getting caught red-handed. I was trying to make a Willie Nelson joke. It fell flat. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Tired of her missing mail problem, a Santa Barbara woman decided to take matters into her own hands by using a simple yet effective tactic, mailing herself an AirTag. These small tracking devices are typically used to locate lost items like luggage or wallets, but in this case, it helped solve a string of mail thefts. Ooh, that's actually really smart.
It was.
Yeah. Upon realizing her mail had gone missing, the woman discreetly attached an AirTag to a package and sent it to herself. When the AirTag alerted her to the location of her stolen mail, she contacted the authorities. The suspects are a 27-year-old woman and a 37-year-old man. So were these were like porch pirates, right? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I got it right here.
You've got mail.
Yes.
You have hate mail. Some very powerful words.
Yes.
Shut up. That's right, shut up. Why you think the window's there? So just put the mail in there. But you act like everything's okay. Hey, Mr. Mailman, like I have no feeling of fight. Oh.
What are you saying, sir?
Your hate mailbox is full.
Oh, hey. That's called Facebook.
Right?
Hate mailbox.
That's my inbox.
Man in Brazil accidentally shot himself in the leg with a crossbow while chasing a wild animal that had been terrorizing his chickens. Oh, man. He walked into a medical center with the arrow still in his leg. Smart, don't pull it out.
Wow.
He wasn't able to identify the wild animal that he shot at or attempted to shoot at.
There's an arrow in your butt.
Thank you for volunteering. Retrieve the arrow.
Well, that shot wins the golden era, the kiss, and the whole caboodle.
I'll get that arrow, pretty boy, and I'll do it with my shirt on.
Hey, see that, Chuck? You can do it with the shirt on, like you should have did the show.
I was really hoping for the what was it? Dan Aykroyd telling him to suck the poison out of the poisoned arrow he shot himself in the butt with.
Oh,
that one. Oh, that'd have been a good one.
That one. That would have been a good one. You're right.
That would have been a good one. If you could suck the poison out. In Van Nuys, California, a business selling self-defense weapons was targeted for burglars for the second time in a week. Thieves used a rock to shatter the glass door of the business early Monday.
Second time?
Seems like there's two sides to the story. That's a really dumb place to break into, for one. And the fact they were able to do it twice maybe shows find another self-defense training facility.
In your solitude on Tatooine, training I have for you.
Training?
Join me, and I will complete your training.
No time to talk. Now remember, it's your first day of training, so listen to your teacher and no fighting. Play nice with the other kids, unless, of course, one of the other kids want to fight. Then you have to kick the other kid's butt.
Yeah. Welcome to self-defense school.
Yeah.
So, that crossbow one reminded me of a joke. The guy got shot in the butt with a crossbow, and he says, just wait a minute. I'm going to go and talk to the doctor first. And he goes and he talks to the doctor, and he comes back, and he says, I talked to the doctor. He says you're going to die. Because he's not pulling the arrow out of his butt.
Oh, yeah.
All right. I'm sorry. Please go again, Chuck.
Okay. Let's see. Where are we?
Sandy Snakenberg.
Oh, you know what? The computer just scrolled on its own on me here.
Want me to do it?
No, I got it right here. Sandy Snakenberg, a veteran known as San Diego's Bubble Man, has just received a citation for liquid littering in a park. Park ranger issued the ticket after complaints about the soap solution used for blowing bubbles, which was deemed harmful to the environment. Snakenberg, who has become a local fixture for bubble-blowing art, expressed his frustration over the citation, claiming he was merely bringing joy to visitors.
What was that citation called?
Liquid littering.
Oh, same thing that happened to me outside the Oasis. Man.
Apparently not all the people that don't get caught in the back.
Yeah. Let's learn about Bubble Man.
My bubbles. Hey, who blew this bubble?
I got bubbles. Fun at parties.
He likes bubble.
All bubble-blowing babies will be beaten senseless by every able-bodied patron in the bar.
Bubble. I'm in trouble.
Yeah.
I love blowing bubbles, but every time I do it here in the studio, something goes weird with the sound. I don't know what that's about. Maybe I should stop. Yeah.
I think you should stop.
Yeah, I probably should.
All right. British police arrested a man who showed up for a job interview at a store he'd stolen from 3 days earlier.
Wow.
As he applied for the job, he was recognized by the manager.
You are an idiot.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, this one, I love this, actually. I think this is a cool story. Germany's Navy received viral attention after one of its warships, the Braunschweig, not to be confused with Braunschweiger, which is, isn't that liverwurst? Yeah.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
Yeah, that is gross. Blasted the Imperial March from Star Wars while cruising down the River Thames in London. The Navy stated there was no deep message behind the music choice, emphasizing that the ship's commander had the freedom to select the tunes. This event coincided with a routine supply stop for training purposes. Upon arriving in London, the Braunschweig also played London Calling by The Clash. The commander was an admirer of John Williams' scores, reportedly chooses a different tune whenever his ship visits a foreign harbor.
So
that is cool.
A German warship playing the Darth Vader march, that's a little too much.
I was my brain glossed over the German part.
Well, I'll fix that for you.
What do you know about a plane that's arrived with a bunch of Germans on it?
Yeah. Oh, the Germans are mad at me. I'm so scared. Ooh, the Germans. No, they're so big and strong.
Stop it, Mr. Burns. Pretending you're scared of us, please.
Stop it.
There's a Trump rally joke in there. I'm just going to leave it at
that. The Darth Vader march. He falls through the stage. I get it.
That's more Spaceballs.
That's the 420-pound chicken guy.
Yeah.
All right.
Right.
Jordanian man forced his wife to sit on the roof of their car, and he drove through the streets of the city to punish her after they had an argument. Woman fell, broke her arm, and the husband was arrested. It kind of went down like this.
That's no guy, officer. That's my husband.
Beloved husband, beloved wife. I wonder what it means.
You're my husband, I'm with you.
For better or worse?
Wow. Wow. The next one here, a 9-year-old boy from Brooklyn, New York, was reported missing after he failed to show up at school on Thursday morning. He must have been wearing camouflage. His parents alerted the police, who shared his description, including the orange tie he was wearing. A helicopter crew from CBS News spotted the child on the rooftop of his building where he was playing on his iPad.
Ooh.
Wow.
That's impressive.
To her, it simply is another child. To us, he is the beast.
Upward, child.
That was creepy.
Run away. Hide. In the woods, anywhere. Never come back. Now go. Go. Go.
You're very good with children.
Thanks, I practiced on my hamster.
Practiced on my hamster.
Actually,
I was told that. I was like, after being a single dad for a couple years, and I was talking with a buddy, I was like, I didn't know if I was going to be able to do this. It was pretty scary. And he goes, I knew you'd be a good dad because I've seen you with your cats.
Aww.
All right, last one. Man arrested for indecent exposure at a laundromat. This actually kind of makes sense to me. Coffee County, Georgia. Authorities responded to a laundromat after reports of a man disrobing. Upon arrival, they found 55-year-old David Bennett with his shirt off and his shorts down. But he did not explain his actions. 5 deputies were needed to manage the situation, leading to Bennett's arrest.
Tom.
Here's what people in the laundromat had to say. Chuck?
He stands alone, anyhow, baking the cookies of discontent by the heat of the laundromat vent.
You ever seen a grown man naked?
Oh, he was very handsome, and he had big muscles, and he was practically naked.
I met him at the laundromat.
But you're naked.
Oh, that's just so she could see the various muscle groups as I go through the various routines.
And he was naked, and he was just going down, flying.
If you quit stalling, we're gonna miss the train.
I feel naked. I feel like everybody's staring at me.
With those legs, are you crazy? Now, come on.
Hey, hold on. Just picturing you doing laundry.
Oh, Scott. Get that image out of your head. Got my Scooby-Doo pajamas on.
Do you wear pajamas, Chuck?
Sometimes I wear sweats or I wear PJs, usually flannel.
So you don't really have Scooby-Doo pajamas?
No, I do have a pair of Nightmare on Elm Street pajamas that I inherited from my mom's uncle when he passed away. I don't know why that's relevant to the story. Yeah.
Wait a minute. You got a dead guy's scary pajamas.
I do. They were new. They were new with the tag still on.
Oh,
yeah.
All right.
He didn't wear
it.
It's
kind of a sweet thing that I'm ruining for you.
Yeah. Well, no.
Okay.
It was like the one thing. She had a garage full of his stuff, and it was like the one thing. I'm like, oh, I'll take these Nightmare on Elm Street sweatpants. Thank you. That was
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Everything else I left behind.
Do you think Tom heard our joke this morning about him?
I hope so.
I hope so too. So in case we didn't, you can tell it to Tom. All right, Chuck. Can you do it again? It's right down there under that last story.
Okay. Right under the last story. Okay.
Yeah, because he's on tonight. That's what's on the radio tonight. Dr. Jazz.
That's
from
right.
6 to 9. 3 hours of jazz music. We follow that up with the Soul Show, right?
That's right. The Soul Show with Mike Canton. And that happens from 9 to midnight, the Soul Show, and Dr. Jazz is from 6 to 9. And
here's today's Dr. Jazz joke.
Yes. Oh, you know what? Oh, I just closed it accidentally.
You want me to do it?
Yeah,
I got
it. Please do it.
All right. You did it the first time. I'll do it this time.
Yeah.
You can tell summer is almost over because Chuck saw Dr. Jazz at Walmart yesterday trying to trade in used bottles of suntan lotion for a rake.
You know what? And to make it worse, they wouldn't take it back. I saw him later on at the Dollar General trying to return the same bottles at Dollar General.
Oh,
Tom.
look at that.
Tom.
All right, that's horrible. All right, who's on the morning show tomorrow, Chuck?
Tomorrow morning, it is myself, Paula, and Sharon Ludwig. We also have joining us a very special guest. I'm very excited to have him. Become good friends with him since we've been here. We have Rob and Jill Nye, who I lovingly refer to as Rob Nye, the building guy. Anybody who's driven downtown, the old Kathy's Attic building that is now gorgeous. The whole front of it has a new brick facade. He was responsible for a lot of the work at Andy's Sandwiches Sports, and he's also renovated the building that is now the Chewelah General Store that has recently opened.
Wow.
Yeah, that is the old secondhand store. I know you haven't been here, but you know the old secondhand store between the bank and where Andy's currently is?
Yes.
Yeah, it was Chris's building when you left.
Yes.
That building has been renovated. A whole new storefront's been put on it. It is gorgeous. And
it's a secondhand store again?
No, it is a sort of boutique. There's local vendors, local artisans selling their wares, local soaps, local tools. There's a section there with local handcrafted, repurposed, restored axes and hand tools, which is a really cool thing with new handles put on them. Candles. They have a dining area with food. They do a brunch on the weekends. Yeah, and so we're gonna have them to talk about some of the stuff they've done in town, and big supporters of live music in the region. So yeah.
After your story about the Friday the 13th jammies, I think you should stay away from axes. Just saying.
It was Nightmare on Elm Street, so I'm safe with axes. Just keep me away from the knife hands.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
all right.
yeah,
all right.
yeah.
All right. So big show tomorrow. Check it out right here in Northern Lights Public Radio. It's KCHW 102.7. I'm Scott, and who are you?
My name is Chuck, and don't forget, save the date for September 7th. We're going to have Matt Hopper and the Roman Candles live here in the studio. September 12th is Taste of Chewelah.
All right.
So there you go.
All right. Now, just to be clear on that, that is a show. Tickets are going on sale earlier today. They're not performing live on the morning show.
No.
They are doing a show for Chewelah. This is very short notice.
Yep.
And again, September 7th. Chuck should have tickets up later today. You can check our website at kchw.org. You can check us out on Facebook, KCHW Radio as well. And keep on listening to Northern Lights Public Radio.
Woo. Woo. Take a breath now.
There's an arrow in your butt.
Get the arrow out of your butt.
Gonna need some help for that.
You happy to see me, or is that an arrow in your butt?
It's an arrow.
Okay.
We are the wild and crazy guys.
I was aiming at your head.
Wow.
You turned around quick.
Right on target.
Yeah.
Surprise!
Concludes the broadcast from World Control.
It's 9:02.
Your KCHW Morning Show made